Hi, I'm Paul Romanic. I'm in charge of the course markings this year for the Burning River. As far as the actual marking of the course, we have many volunteers who are participating in that and with great appreciation for their time and efforts the week before the course, before the race. Um, with the knowledge that the course is marked by volunteers, though we do our best effort to make sure that the course markings are consistently placed throughout the entire race. There may be situations where occasional markers may be misplaced. Um, the other item that to be aware of is that the race course goes through public parks and uses public trails. There is the potential that the trails or the markings may be vandalized. We do time our placement to minimize the potential for that. But if you happen to come across an area that either looks like it's been vandalized or is confusing, please let the aid station captain at the next aid station know that so that we may make corrections during the race. As far as the markings along the course, please keep in mind that the markings will generally be on your right-hand side as you're progressing towards the finish. There will be very few exceptions to that. The primary exception would be when you are actually on a road surface and the road is open to traffic. In those cases, we will place the markings on the left side of the road so that you are running facing traffic. Just be aware that you are sharing the road in those cases with vehicles that may or may not be aware that the race is going on. Just run defensively in those areas. With respect to the markings of the trails, the predominant marking you're going to see across the trail are silver and basically an orange flag, survey type flag with silver stripes. Those will be placed generally leaning like this so that they stay open. You will see these from start to finish of the race. They'll be placed approximately every 100 meters or so along the course, 100 to 150 meters. So you should generally be able to see the next one from where you're at the current flag, if you're alongside a current flag. For those areas that the potential that you will be running at night, there's also an additional reflector added to it that the headlight does catch fairly well. They are marked on both sides. With the majority of the markers, they are marked with a BR 100. Please be aware that the gray and silver flags, our race is the only race in the area that uses those, and we do not mark the flags with BR 100. The second most common marking you're going to come across are yellow pie plates with red arrows. The arrow indicates the direction of travel towards the finish of the race. If you come across a paper plate or a pie plate this way, chances are you're running in reverse. Please note that as this race has been going on several years, there may be some variations if we've recycled any of the plates, and you may see different plates. Whenever these plates will be generally placed at road crossings, turns in the trails, and in locations where we just feel that there needs to be a very solid statement for confidence that you're on the right direction. In the case of road crossings, there will be one on either side of the road indicating the direction of travel. In addition, when you come to areas of the trail that we are sharing with the horses, basically there are a number of areas that we do share horse trails. They are active horse trails. They're not closed to the horses during the race. In those areas, we have a small supplemental sign that will be added below the plate indicating that you are to yield to horses. The reason for that is the horses in general are rather skittish, and to avoid the potential of injury, what we ask is that as you approach, if you are approaching a horse either from either the frontal approach or from behind, that you make sure that the rider knows well in advance that you are approaching. You step to the side of the trail or you slow until the rider has told you that it's okay to pass. This way here, they're able to control their animal and move their animal off the side of the trail and let you pass. but please do not run up on and startle the animals. And if there are reported incidents of the startling, remember you're wearing a race bib that does have a number. It is at the discretion of the race director to disqualify runners that basically are doing this in a purposeful manner or in a hazardous manner. As I had mentioned before, we do, in certain cases, mark side trails and areas where you are not to go, but it is not the general tendency. When you come across a plate that looks like this means simply that that direction is not part of the race course. You will see these where the trails, maybe we are taking a narrower trail and a wider trail. When you come across that, there will be this sign, and then beyond that there will be two flags, red flags, and they have stickers applied to them that just simply say BR 100 wrong way, stop. If you see these, that does indicate you are on the wrong trail. Along the course, there's one other marking that you will see frequently, and it will be a streamer either hanging from the trees or around the tree. It may be a colored band that goes around the tree, but they will be marked with BR 100 as well. Those are going to be additional confidence markings to the flags. The flags and those markings should be throughout the course. Obviously there will be areas such as along roads that we're not able to put the streamers, so don't rely upon the streamers always being there. The flags are what you should follow. In addition to the streamers, there will be in areas where we're permitted to use that is ground lime, marking turns or direction of travel. That in certain portions of the course, the park systems have asked that we not use lime, and in those we do obviously respect their requests as we're there as guests of the parks. So do not rely upon lime always being at every turn. We will use that whenever possible, though, along the course at intersections and changes in direction. Also along the course, you will come across occasional signage that is directed to the runners. A good portion of the race is staged along the Buckeye Trail. The Buckeye Trail uses a series of blue slashes on trees located about 5 to 6 feet above the ground. In those cases where we are on the Buckeye Trail, as you leave an aid station or you cross the main road, we do try to put signage that says, please follow the blue blazes on the trails or on the trees. And the reason for that is in case the flags or some other markings get disturbed, at least you can know that you can rely upon the blue slashes along the course. A couple other signs you may see is there are, as Mark had indicated in the packet, indication of where crew access is permitted and where it's not. There will be these signs saying simply no crew access at this station. We'll be putting those out on race day. And finally, another sign that you're going to see, which is not necessarily intended for your purposes, and there's a lot of writing on it, don't worry about this one. This is simply signs that we're putting at trailheads and such along the way where the public may be encountering the trail and come across the markings. We're putting these signs up just indicating that there is a race going on, it has been marked for the race, and we request that they not remove the markings before the race. So with that said, we do strive to stay consistent on the marking of the trail and make it clear for you to follow. There will be reflectors for those portions that we anticipate people will be on in the dark, basically running through in the dark. And again, if you do see any issues or any confusing areas with the markings as you're running the course, please let the aid station captain know at the next aid station you come to. Thank you very much. Good luck on the race.